We're starting to see kind of a change in the impacts from our Gulf flow, switching now from the rainfall to the coastal flooding. And again, it's going to be fairly minor, but 1 to 3 foot above high tide is expected in all of our counties and parishes highlighted in yellow. That will be in place through Thursday morning, but until Friday morning, that will then switch over to an advisory because the wind speeds will be diminishing as our low kind of pushes a little bit farther away and does start to weaken. Also notice a few of the river parishes are highlighted now because that water is piling into Lake Pontchartrain and making its way toward the western end of the lake, and still fairly breezy, mainly out to our east where the winds have stayed up and will continue to be fairly breezy during the night. We've seen a shift from the rainfall, and clearly we're not going to get those higher rainfall totals that were initially forecasted of 3+ inches of rainfall. Most locations have seen on average maybe less than an inch of rainfall. Here is the center of that low, actually right near the mouth of the river. Bulk of the rainfall is going to stay on the eastern side, so we will generally see a drying trend. And just before we lose all of our daylight satellite imagery, there's the low. It's going to kind of drift slowly down toward the west. In fact, most of the models really don't move it very far away from us, but in its position, we will stay on the drier side. So we're not going to take out the mention of rainfall, but certainly not the rain coverage we saw yesterday and earlier today. More of a 30–40% chance maybe during the day tomorrow, and then we'll decrease that even more so as we head toward Thursday. What we are going to keep, though, are the cloudy skies. And as I mentioned, so far the rainfall totals today, most locations a few tenths of an inch. You add that to what we saw yesterday, and we generally had been at about 3/4 of an inch to maybe almost an inch of rainfall. Current readings, though, 50s and low 60s outside. Kind of like it. You need a couple of gloomy days to appreciate the sunny ones. Today's high was 63 degrees. In our morning, we were in the 50s on both sides of the lake, expecting temperatures to kind of remain the same through the overnight period as well. No fog, but this has been a low cloud deck hanging over us all day today. 63 degrees is our current temperature with high humidity at 90%. Looking ahead, we will have less rainfall, but the cloud cover really not going anywhere until a cold front moves through late Friday into Saturday, and then a beautiful weekend on the way. Less humid air, more sunshine, but then quickly starting to see an increase in cloud cover Sunday into Monday as another storm system and cold front will move through before Thanksgiving. Here's what's happening in the near future. Here's the big upper low. The surface low is right near the mouth of the river. This upper feature is moving off to the east, so it'll kind of lose this little Gulf low, and it's just going to kind of drift down to the south, taking with it most of the heavier rainfall. Now, this model does actually start clearing us out in terms of cloud cover during the day tomorrow. This is one of the few models that does clear us out. Most of them keep that cloud shield in place throughout much of the day tomorrow, Thursday, and even on into Friday. And I do think more clouds and sunshine in the coming days, but our temperatures are going to stay on the cooler side as well, maybe just getting back into the 70s toward the weekend. As far as our rain deficit, at least we made a little bit of a dent in our monthly deficit. However, as I've said, for the year, we're not even going to come close. We're 28 inches below normal. Here's the front that moves through for the weekend, clears us out for Saturday. Sunday, we'll start to see an increase in cloud cover, and then here comes meant to put a couple of pause points in there. Here comes our next storm system as we head into Monday. Now, that is per the GFS. The Euro were to have this come through on Monday and much, much farther to the north. So we'll have to wait and see exactly which model pans out as far as the timing goes and where that low tracks. Farther north would put us into warmer air and maybe even a greater risk of some severe storms. The GFS is going to be much farther north, not until Tuesday, and in its position would keep us on the cooler side. So we'll have to wait and see. But both of them, though, do clear us out and bring in chilly weather for Thanksgiving. So the upside is it does look like we'll be cool on Thanksgiving and maybe under mostly sunny skies. We'll keep the mention of a few stray showers Wednesday and Thursday, milder but very pleasant heading into the weekend. And then that next storm chance, we'll go with the GFS for right now and take a wet Tuesday.
All right, all in all, looks pretty great.